Hi KPDSB, it's Allie, and I'm here to share my first activity suggestion to support your child's speech and language skills in the home environment. If you didn't watch my first video outlining an introduction to SLP services, you may want to check that out before continuing with this video. Today, I'm going to talk to you about language stimulation strategies that you can use while baking. I figure a lot of you will be doing some holiday baking soon, so it's the perfect chance to try them out. Baking is a great opportunity to target basic concepts such as quantities. Basic concepts often come in opposite pairs, but not always. Quantitative concepts include words such as more less, many few, all none, whole half, equal, at least, etc. Give your child opportunities to label these concepts themselves, such as, this is half a cookie and this cookie is, of course looking for them to say the word whole. If this is too tricky, modify it by labeling the concepts yourself and simply have your child identify the one you are referring to, as in, point to the measuring cup with the least amount of flour. Show me a cookie that has several sprinkles. Which cookie sheet has all of the cookies? Which cookie sheet has none of the cookies? Baking is also a great way to work on following directions. This is an important skill because a child must understand what is being asked of them in order to carry it out correctly. For younger kids, you can give them one step at a time and/or keep the directions simple, such as pour the sugar into the bowl. For more of a challenge, you can give multiple step directions and/or make them more complex by adding modifiers. To make a direction more complex, consider incorporating basic concepts that we talked about earlier, such as quantities, descriptors, etc. An example of a complex one-step direction would be, pour half a cup of brown sugar into the large bowl. Did you know that you could also practice grammar skills in the kitchen? There are so many grammatical elements you could target, but I'm going to focus on comparatives and superlatives. Comparatives and superlatives are words used to describe and compare things, and typically end in ER and EST. For example, you can talk about the relative size by labeling treats as big, bigger, and biggest. By taste, such as sweet, sweeter, sweetest. Difficulty level by stating which recipe was hard to make, which was harder, and which was the hardest. Don't forget about the irregular forms, meaning they don't end in ER or EST. For example, talk about who has some cookies, who has more cookies, and who has the most cookies. Or have your child rate the various goodies by labeling them good, better, and best. You can also practice sequencing while baking. Sequencing is the ability to explain steps of an event in chronological order. This is an important skill because if a story is told out of order, it can be very confusing for the listener. To work on sequencing, after you're done baking, ask your child to recap the steps. You can always provide sentence starters to help get them started, such as first we, then we, last we. If this is too tricky, you can modify it by taking pictures throughout the process. After you're done, show your child the pictures and have them arrange the pictures in the correct order. They can then describe what is happening in each picture to help guide their explanation. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you find these tips useful. I hope your baking turns out delicious, and most of all, I hope you enjoy this quality time with your child. See you next month.